You gave an AI one instruction: research 5 competitors and have a summary ready by tomorrow morning. 12 steps later, you have a finished summary and you never approved a single step. That's not a chatbot. That's something newer. When I first heard the term AI agent, I was confused too. Not because the idea is hard, but because agent already means something to us. Real estate agent, travel agent, secret agent. And that's exactly what makes the real thing so slippery to grasp. So instead of another definition, let's talk about the most famous secret agent of all, James Bond. James Bond 007. M gives him a mission: stop the villain, recover the device, save the world. By Thursday if possible. One clear goal. 3 things make Bond extraordinary, and you'll spot all 3 in your own AI assistant. Autonomy. Bond doesn't call M before every decision. He takes the goal and acts. Tools. That's Q's job. Without Q, Bond is just a well-dressed man with a gun. And guardrails. MI6 always knows where Bond is, and for anything high risk, he checks in first. Goal, autonomy, tools. Replace Bond with your AI assistant. The logic is identical, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Your AI agent's queue isn't one person. It's Microsoft, Salesforce, Google. Each hands it a different set of tools. The guardrails are real too. A human approving anything risky. Budget limits. Hard stops built into the system. Bond never acts without a safety net. Neither does a well-built AI agent. But just as Bond has more than one villain, so does your AI agent. We'll get there. But first you need to know when you're looking at an agent. Take ChatGPT or your favorite AI assistant. Today, was it acting as an agent or just a chatbot? It depends what you let it do. Standard mode, waiting for your next question. A chatbot. Agent mode, browsing, creating files, running tasks on its own. An agent. Same assistant, completely different behavior. Take away the tools and the ability to act, you have a chatbot. Give it both, you have an agent. So where are professionals actually using agents right now? A Harvard Business School study analyzed millions of AI agent interactions. Here's what they found. The majority of interactions were productivity related. Email processing and delegation, data analysis, meeting and calendar management. But not every finding was good news. 8% of the time, agents claimed a task was done when it wasn't. Researchers call this bluffing. We'll come back to this villain. So far, we have seen what an agent is and where it is used. But who actually builds one? Could you, a non-technical professional, build an agent yourself? The answer is a resounding yes. I've built one myself. If you've got a business problem an agent could solve like I did, you could build one too. You could be Q. But building one doesn't mean it gets everything right, which brings us to the villains. Your agent might know an enormous amount in general. What it doesn't know is your workflow, your clients, your process, the calls only you'd actually make. The gap is where the trouble starts. It might tell you a task is done when it isn't. It might take an action you never approved. It might confidently state something that isn't true at all. Would you trust an agent with that kind of access? Sending your emails, deleting your files? Tell me in the comments. Bond always knew his villain before walking into the room. So should you. If staying ahead of the AI curve is useful to you, subscribe. That's what this channel does every week. AI agents are already here. Now you know what's actually behind one and what to watch for. But this is just the beginning. Agents are starting to work together, one hiring another, entire workflows running without a human anywhere in the loop. That's a much bigger story, and that's what I want to cover in a future video.